Thank you, Baker, for those kind words. The check is in the mail. We all Americans are very familiar with the retail real estate market, the mall, the open mall, the closed mall, the strip center, all of that. What we may not realize is that we are the most heavily retailed country in the world. We are over twice the amount of square foot per person. It's 24 square feet per person in this country that is retail space. No other country comes anywhere near even half of what we have. So, that is partly one of the reasons that it is evolving, that the retail face is changing. The big reason, and the Amazon reason, is because of Amazon. It is incredible how much Amazon is changing the face of retail. It is, there are so many items that you don't have to get out of your bed or chair to go and buy that you used to have to make a trip for, and they ship it for free, and then there's all types of benefits that they have provided, and that's why they have created such a monolithic empire. They have warehouses all over the country. You can now have delivery, same day delivery, next day delivery, because they have, like in Atlanta, they have a million square foot warehouse, which has they distribute stuff for the general Atlanta market. So the retail is evolving. It is changing. It is not going to go away. It is just going to change. There's a lot of shopping centers, especially closed ones, the air-conditioned ones, that have the areas around them have changed. I can name a few here in the Atlanta market, as a matter of fact, that the area around it has changed, and the market itself is basically, the mall itself has died, or dying. The other thing that is dying, and it's not very slow, it's actually happening very fast, are the big department stores. The Macy's of the world, all of them, they're all going to go away. The bottom line is they cannot afford to do what they've been doing. They take up these hundreds of thousands of square feet in a mall, all the floors, and you walk forever and you're still in the same store. That's not going to happen anymore. These same spaces are going to be reused, repurposed. Some of them have already been repurposed as schools, universities, elementary schools. They reformat the space, they make up the classrooms, and boom, you're in a school. What's going to survive? What's going to survive going forward? Amazon can't do everything. Well, some of the things that they cannot do, or at least cannot do effectively, well, one they can't do at all is restaurants. Restaurants are always trying to survive. So you're going to have restaurants out there. Minis will survive, and so will every other or most other restaurants, as long as they do well. By the way, restaurants, a little statistic. 1 out of 10 restaurants don't survive the first 12 months of their existence. So restaurants are a very risky business because you have to have so much money laid out in front to build the restaurant out, the kitchen. There's a lot, trust me, that I've done quite a few, and they are quite intense. Home furnishings, people like to see it, feel it, touch it. They're going to sit on a sofa, they're not going to buy it online. Even though a lot of people are buying them online, the problem is what happens if you don't like it. It's pretty tough to ship it back. Health and beauty retailers, they're going to survive because people want to, again, see it, and touch it and all that. But this is the bottom line with retail existence is if somebody needs to touch it, it's going to survive. If they can buy it online without having to, they can buy a cord, an extension cord, a hose, whatever, a million things, they're not going to go to the store and buy it because they don't have to. They can be dropped off at their house for free. So this is the big picture of it, and so we have way too much space. So what I want to say is that the mall itself is not dead. It's just the model that we have developed is dead. The way it's going to go forward is going to change. We're going to see different uses in those same malls. To build these malls are an incredible expense. Just to think about the air conditioning capacity of what Leonard Square has, or one of those, it's just massive, and the costs are extremely high. So you're going to see reuses of the same space, and the amount of parking that these malls have creates a scenario where you have a school is a very good use. The food industry requires a lot of parking spaces. In our industry, you know, where I put a restaurant in, I need to have at least 10 cars for every 1,000 square feet of a restaurant. So if it's a 2,000 square foot restaurant, they have to have at least 20 car spaces available to them in a really close proximity for that restaurant to have a chance to survive. Otherwise, people will not come back. If people have to walk far, they're not going to come back. They're going to go there once, see the taste the food, say, oh, it's okay, come back, even if it's great. People want comfort. The evolution of retail is constant and has always been constant. Retail stores come and go, and that is normal. There was a time here in Atlanta that I remember not too long ago, less than 8 years ago or so, that we had a downturn and we had a lot of empty retail stores. I mean, a lot of them. You drove around and you see stores that have what we call dark. They don't have a tenant inside. Well, today we are at 7.6% vacancy in the general Metro Atlanta market. I have been in Atlanta for almost 20 years and have never seen it below a double digit. It's never been below 10%, and we are at 7.6 vacancy right now. So it is a very, very tight market. If you're a retailer and want to expand or open more stores or move from your current location, your options are very, very limited. So, the big question is, how do these retailers survive going forward? Well, for one, you don't do what Amazon does. You don't sell anything Amazon does because you're not going to be able to fight them. So you do other things. What we're looking at is the entertainment industry. You're going to see a lot of entertainment. You see a lot of gymnasiums opening up in these former retail stores. You're already seeing some of that. The grocery stores, they're not going to die. Grocery stores are going to survive, and they are taking over a lot of the former large, what we call big box empty spaces. We in the industry call them big boxes or little boxes. A big box is a 30 or 40,000 square foot space. A little box is 1,000 or 2,000 square feet, stuff like that. So but the bottom line, how do you hire a professional tenant rep like what I am? I represent tenants only. You look for people who specialize in just that, and that's what I do. Have someone on your side of the table, Al Sapoznik at First Global Realty.